Hello everyone, welcome back to Chinmoy's YouTube channel. Today we are going to study about phylum Chordata in details. That is, we are going to study about all the classes under this category of subphylum vertebrata. So what we have studied in the previous episode, we have already studied about the main characteristics of phylum Chordata. We have studied about the two subphylums, that is Protochordata and the subphylum Vertebrata, and their main characteristics we have studied in the previous episode. So if you have not yet gone through that video, please go through that video first. I am putting the link above, as well as I am putting the link in the description box below, so that you can go through that first, and then we can move on to this lesson of phylum Chordata. So let us start today's topic of phylum Chordata. So in this episode, what we are going to learn, under the subphylum vertebrata category, we are going to learn 6 classes. So we will study today about the class Cyclostomata, Pisces, Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves and Mammalia. So this classes Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves and Mammalia, these terms are quite known to us. So these are familiar to us. But this Pisces and Cyclostomata is a little bit, it is not known to us. So we should know that. So if you want to know more about all these classes with characteristics and examples in details, please do subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned with what I am posting. I am posting as per your curriculum in ICSE biology 9th class, whatever you are having. So today we are categorizing, or we are discussing about the classes, 6 classes which are falling under the subphylum vertebrata. So let us start with today's episode. So here comes the first class, that is class Cyclostomata. So what are the main characteristics of these class animals? So they are mainly jawless. They are having a sucker-like circular mouth. So their mouth part is a circular with a sucker. Their body is elongated, eel-like, and they have a very smooth, slimy or smooth skin. And the body is scaleless. So no scales are present in the body of Cyclostomata. So that is scaleless body, and fins are absent. And they are ectoparasite or borers. So what is the meaning of ectoparasites? That is, they sit on other bodies and suck blood. So they no need to enter the body. They just can sit on the skin or on the other body surface, and they can suck their nutrition from that body. So for that only they are called ectoparasites or borers. So sitting on the other animal itself, they can get their own nutrition. So they are ectoparasites. They don't have paired appendages. So no paired appendages are present in Cyclostomata. So these are the main characters of Cyclostomata class. So let us move on to the example of Cyclostomata. Now see here the first one. This first one is called the petromyzon. So what is the name of this? This is petromyzon, or we can say lamprey. So this is lamprey. So this is lamprey or petromyzon. You can see this. This is the sucker. So the mouth is round shaped with a sucker, and they are having a slimy body. The body doesn't have any scale. So what all we have studied in the characteristics all are matching with these examples. So this is lamprey, and this is hagfish. So this is hagfish. See, they don't, though its name is hagfish, they don't have any fins. No fins are present. So no fins and no scales. Okay, no scales. No scales are present. So you can just match the characters with these examples, right? So no scales are present. They are having a smooth, slimy body. So body is smooth, slimy. So body is smooth and slimy. They are having this sucker in their mouth. So mouth is round with suckers. They don't have any paired appendages. So no paired appendages are present. So no scales, no fins, smooth, shiny skin. So exoskeleton in their skin is absent. They are ectoparasites or borers, because with this mouth only they are sucking their nutrition. They are having a round mouth with suckers, and they are sucking their nutrition in the form of ectoparasites. Is it clear, dear children? So this is the first class, Cyclostomata. So we are all clear with the Cyclostomata. We will move on to the next class, Pisces. Coming to the next class, that is the class Pisces. What we can see that mostly fishes are exclusively who are water living are under this class Pisces. So this category, mostly fishes are there, and they are mainly water living or aquatic in nature. But we can categorize the spices under two certain categories. First category is cartilaginous fish and the second category is bony fish. So cartilaginous fish are sharks and they are under the class Chondrichthyes. Okay, so this term refers to Chondrichthyes refers to cartilaginous fish and bony fish is Osteichthyes. So these are the new terms you are learning, dear students. So please learn them properly and with the proper pronunciation and the spelling. So cartilaginous fishes, example sharks, are called Chondrichthyes and bony fishes like tuna and rohu are called Osteichthyes. So we are going to discuss about the characteristics of both the cartilaginous fishes as well as bony fishes. We will learn their differences also separately. But now let us first study about the general characteristics of the class spices. So let us start with the general characteristics. Now what are the general characteristics of the class spices? We have already told that these are all aquatic animals, so they are living in water. What does the term aquatic means? They are living in water. So body is streamlined. So they are having a streamlined body. That is, they are having a streamlined body which is allowing the easy movement in water. So which is the streamlined shape of the body gives them access through water easily. So they are possessing fins and muscular tail is there for locomotion. So what is the tail doing? Tail is actually giving the direction for locomotion and they are having fins which helps them to swim. So skin is covered with overlapping dermal scales and plates. So either they are having plates on their body or they are having scales. They are possessing gill slits for water to move inside the body for respiration. So they are having gill slits, so which is allowing the water to enter their body and provide respiration to their body. So 4 to 7 pairs of gills are present. Okay, is it clear? So they are having 4 to 7 pairs of gills. They obtain oxygen present in water with the help of gills. So they are obtaining oxygen which is present in water with the help of gills. Now eyes in these spices, their eyes are always without eyelids. Their eyes, they don't have any eyelids. So eyes are without eyelids. Now nostrils helps in olfaction. So what is the meaning of this term olfaction? That is when you are smelling something, so through nose the process of smelling is called olfaction. So nostrils are helping in olfaction. Now they are all cool-blooded animals and heart is two-chambered. Unlike mammals like us, we are having four-chambered heart, but Pisces, they are having two-chambered hearts. Okay, they are all egg-laying animals. So these are the main characteristics of this class Pisces. So they are laying eggs. They are having two-chambered heart, unlike we are having four-chambered heart. So now we will move on to the main examples of Pisces. Before moving to the examples of bony and cartilaginous fish, we should first know the difference between bony fish and difference between the cartilaginous fish. So first we have taken 3 points on which we can discuss about the differences. So first, when we are taking the endoskeleton, how they are different. Now in bony fish it is completely made up of bones, whereas in cartilaginous fishes it is made up of cartilages. Now gills, these in bony fish, they are all exposed and are not protected by any external skin. So when you see a bony fish, the skin, the gills are not at all covered by any external skin. They are all exposed. But when you see cartilaginous fishes, they are all covered by an external skin called operculum. So what is operculum? It is an external flap which is covering the this is external flap of skin which is covering the gills. So this you should know, dear children, because you can get a question of 1 mark or half marks that what is operculum. So operculum is a new term you are just learning now. So it is the external flap of skin which is covering the gills. So let us come to the examples of bony fish. So bony fish, the main examples are katla, seahorse. Though the name is seahorse, it's a bony fish. Rohu, salmon, flying fish and eels. Now when we come to cartilaginous fish, the example is sharks, electric ray torpedo, stingray, dogfish and skates. So these are the examples of bony as well as cartilaginous fishes. So now we'll move on to the examples. Now here are the examples of bony fishes. Now you can see this first one is Katla, then comes seahorse, then it is the, we can say this one is eel fish, next flying fish, and this is rohu. So these all are the examples of bony fishes. So when we move on to the next one, that will be examples of cartilaginous fish. So though this seahorse, it's of different category, but it is under the bony fish category. Okay, so this is bony fish. This is flying fish also comes under this bony fish category. Now let us move on to the cartilaginous fish or chondrichthyes examples. Now here we get shark. This one is the dogfish. This one is the electric ray torpedo. So this one is the electric ray torpedo. This one is the stingray. This one is the skates. This one is dogfish. And this one is shark. So these are the main examples of cartilaginous fishes. Now here you can see that the gill slits you can't see, they are all covered by an external flap of skin. So in any of this, can you see the gills? No, it's not visible. But in the previous one, if you observe in the examples of bony fish, we can see their gill slits. So it's visible. So here it is covered by a skin called the operculum. So these are the main examples of cartilaginous fishes. So we know now the characteristics of all Pisces family, all the fishes or all the organisms under this family, the main characteristics we know. We know the examples of bony fish and cartilaginous fish, and we know the main differences between the bony fish and cartilaginous fish. So dear students, please go through it properly so that you get to know each and every part of this lesson clearly. So let us move on to the next class of this phylum. Now here comes the third class, or the class Amphibia. So this is a very common term we all know, dear students. So amphi means double and bios means life. So these types of animals, they are partly adapted to two lives on two types of, either on land or in water. So they mainly evolved from fishes. So what are the main characteristics of this amphibian? So they evolved mainly from fishes, and they are partly adaptive to live on land and partly in water. And their larval stage, actually they live in water. Okay, and in adults may live either in water as well as in lands. So larval stage will always stay in water, whereas the adults, they can live in water as well as in lands. They do not possess any scales. They have a 3-chambered heart, and their mucus glands are present on the skin, which keeps the skin very moist and slippery. So throughout their body they are having mucus glands, which makes their body very much moist and slippery. Now the main important thing that is different from other classes is they are having 5-fingered 2 pairs of limbs. So each limb is having 5 fingers. So when we are moving to examples, you will see that how they are having 5-fingered limbs, or a pair of limbs which are having 5 fingers in each limb, and they are called pentadactyl. So why they are called pentadactyl? Because they are having 5 fingers. And their digits do not have any claws. So no claws is present in their digits. Now respiration is either through gills or lungs. So when they are staying in water in their larval stage, it should be through gills, because there they can't survive in lungs. But when they are adults, when they are moving to lands, they should breathe through lungs. So respiration is either through gills or through lungs. So in the larval stage, they are having gills, which is modified into lungs when they are adults. When they start living on land, so there is a adaptation of gills to modification, rather we can say, of gills to lungs. Now they are having eardrum, which is called tympanum. So what is the eardrum called? It is called tympanum, which lies on the surface of the skin. So they are having tympanum or eardrum, which lies on the surface of the skin. Now they are laying eggs in water, where they develop into tadpoles. So they are laying eggs in water where they develop into tadpoles, and the tadpoles grow and become adult, which again live in water as well as on land. So they start laying egg in water. They develop into tadpoles in water itself. The tadpoles grow gradually and they become adult. And this is the life cycle actually. And when they come out of the water, they start living in land also. So these are all the main characteristics of the class Amphibia. So now we will see the example, and we will just relate these characteristics with those examples and see that whether these characteristics matches them or not. Now here comes the 4 important examples under class Amphibia. So first one is the toad, second one is the frog, then comes the salamander, and next last one is the tree frog. So how can we match the characteristics? Let us see that we can say that they are having this body is like rich in glands, and the skin is having moist and slippery texture. So you can see that the skin is having moist and slippery texture. Now see there, now you just see they are having 5 fingers. All of them are having 5 fingers, 1 2 3 4 5. So they are pentadactyl. So each legs, they are having 2 pairs of limbs, and each limbs are having 5 legs. Just minutely you observe that they are having 5 fingers. So they are pentadactyl. Now next comes that the eardrum or the tympanum. Here you can see that eardrum or the tympanum. So this is the tympanum or tympanic membrane. So this is the tympanum or tympanic membrane. Is it clear? So this is the tympanic membrane or tympanum. Body is moist, we all know, and this we can't see actually, that they can respire through gills as well as lungs. So this we have already spoken in the previous one. Now let us move on to the next one, that is class Reptilia. Now class Reptilia, as the name suggests, here it is a Greek term which is coming from repair, that is to crawl. So what are the main characteristics of this class? That is, they are cold-blooded animals. Okay, so they are all cold-blooded animals. They live solely on land and very less dependent on water. So they move very less to water. They are mainly living on land. Their body is divided into head, neck, trunk and tail. So their body is always divided into 4 parts, that is head, neck, trunk and tail. Body is always dry and is covered with protective horny scaly epidermal skin. So body is always dry and it's covered with protective horny scaly epidermal skin. So they are having 2 pairs of limbs on their trunks. So 2 pairs of limbs are present on their trunk. Their lungs for breathing is present, and respiration right from the birth. They respire through lungs only. And eardrum or tympanum is located at the bottom of the tubular depression. So they are having a tubular depression in their body. Just below that they are having the tympanum or the eardrum. And most of these animals, like, they are having 3-chambered heart, apart from crocodiles, in which that is partially divided, and that is 4-chambered in crocodiles. Okay, they are mostly having 3-chambered. With a partially divided one, that is exceptional in crocodiles, that is crocodile is having 4-chambered heart only, that is one part of a ventricle is partially divided. Now they lay eggs which are covered with waterproof leathery shells. So this is a thing that they are having eggs, they are laying eggs with waterproof leathery shells. So they need not lay eggs in water like amphibians. So they are having a protective leathery shell, so they need not lay eggs in water. They can lay egg anywhere because their eggs are having a waterproof leathery shells. So now we will see the examples of class Reptilia so that we can verify all these characteristics, whether they are fitting to those examples or not. Let us see. Now here in this example, first comes the snake, Reptilia. First comes snake, then comes the turtle, then comes the flying lizard, then comes crocodile, and then comes the chameleon. So we can say that they are having 2 pairs of limbs. What are visible things? We can see they are having 2 pairs of limbs. All of them are having 2 pairs of limbs. They are having head, neck. We can divide their body into 4 parts. They are having head, neck, trunk and tail. So they are having almost 4 parts. They are having head, neck, trunk and tail. So 4 body parts. They are having all 2 pairs of limbs. And their eardrum, we can see that their eardrum, it's just located below the depression. So there is the eardrum. We can see the tympanum is just present, located at the bottom of the tubular depression. Now they are all body are scaly and having an epidermal scale. So you can see that the scaly body, So body is having scales. So all these reptiles are having body with scales, and they are having epidermal skin as well as horny body covering. So body is mainly horny. You can see body is horny. In crocodile also you can see horny. So all the characteristics which we have studied in the previous slide matches with these examples of reptilia. So visible characteristics we can match. We can't match the other characteristics which are not visible, like cold-blooded thing. We can't match that whether there's three-chambered heart or not. So those are the observations which we can see only when we are cutting open the animal. Okay, so seeing the examples, the external observation, what we can see and what we can observe, from that we have matched already the characteristics which we have discussed in the previous slide. Now we will move on to the next class of category. Class is that Aves. Here comes the class Aves. So this class is again, the name is derived from the Greek word Aves, means bird. So what are the main characteristics of this class? Well, let us see that. Now birds have evolved mainly from reptiles and have many similarities with them. So birds are having many similarities with the previous group, that is the reptiles. So birds have feathers and they have scales all over the body. Now forelimbs are modified into wings for flight. So the forelimbs are modified into wings in birds for flight. Heart is always four-chambered in Aves. Jaw is with a horny beak and no teeth is present. So this is a thing that in this class no teeth is present. They have only lungs for respiration. They lay eggs and the leg is always having a calcareous shell. Now they are warm-blooded animals. So these are the main characteristics of this Aves group, and this is very easy. That wings are there, they are having scales, the jaw is modified, having beak, horny beak, lungs are there for respiration, they lay eggs, having calcareous shell, and warm-blooded animals. So what are the examples of this? So examples of this class Aves is, first one, you know that these are all common birds we see everywhere. This one is pigeon. This one is the sparrow, which we see nowadays we see very less. We say due to this radiation of the mobile towers, they are becoming extinct nowadays. This is house sparrow. This one is crow. This one is white stork. This one is ostrich, and this one is male tufted duck. So these all are the examples of, a few examples I have taken. There are many birds, birds under this class Aves. So these are the examples. You can see, if you are matching the characteristics, they are having a horny beak, they are having you can say one pairs of limbs, and their forelimbs are modified into wings, and they are having feathers all over their body, and they are laying eggs, and they are having lungs for respiration. So these are the main things of this group or class Aves. Now we will move on to the last class, that is the class Mammalia. So we all belong to that class Mammalia. So what are the characteristics of this class Mammalia? Now, as the name is coming from a Greek word, mamma means breast. So they possess mammary glands, and all females can secrete milk to feed their young ones. So the females are secreting milk to feed their young one. One of the main speciality of these mammals are their body is covered with hair. Sweat and oil glands are also present on the skin. They are having external ear or pinna. So external ear or pinna is present. Their heart is always four-chambered, and body is divisible into head, neck, trunk and tail. So body is again divided into four parts, that is head, neck, trunk and tail. Now tail is absent in some mammals, whereas in some it is present. They are having four limbs, and internally the muscular diaphragm is separating the thorax from the abdomen. So if you are just cutting open the body, you can see that the diaphragm is separating the thorax from the abdominal region. Heart is four-chambered, and the sexes are separate. So male and female, they are all separate. And their young ones usually develop inside the uterus of the mother. So the young ones, they do not lay eggs. The young ones are not developing outside the body. The young ones are usually developing inside the body uterus of the mother, and then they are giving birth to the young ones. So they are giving birth to the new baby or the new form, or the next generation is being given birth by the mother itself. Now move on to the examples. So here comes few examples of class Mammalia. So the first one we have taken rat. The next one is we the human beings. The third one is tiger, we all know. And this one, this and this, though they are fishes, they are mammals. So the main two characteristics of being a mammal is they are having lungs. So whales and dolphins. So whale is also a mammal as well as dolphin is also a mammal, because though they are stay living in water, they are having lungs and they don't lay eggs. They are having characteristics similar to that of a mammal, so they give birth to their young ones. Okay, is it clear? So these are the exceptions of this, and we will give you another example, another exception also in the next slide, where we'll discuss about we are discussing about here this whale and dolphin. Other than that, we are having two another exceptions of this mammalia class that we will discuss in the next slide. So these are all under this mammalia group. So these are the examples. You can see that body is having hairs, they are having external pinna. What all we can see, the body is divided into head, neck, trunk, and although humans are not having tail, but these animals are having tail, right? Head, neck, trunk and tail their body is having. So body is fully covered with hair, external pinna is present. So all the visible characters in this we can see. Now sexes are male and female are separate in all the mammals. So we can see these external differences, and these are the main characteristics of mammalia. So next we will come up with the exceptions in the next slide. Now these are the two exceptions of this mammalia group. So the first one is echidna or spiny anteater, and the second one is platypus. So these two are laying eggs. So instead of giving birth to the young ones, both this platypus and this one, this platypus and this echidna, they are laying eggs. Okay, so these two are laying eggs, so they are not giving birth to young ones, so they are oviparous in nature. And another exception is there, kangaroos, they give birth to very poorly developed young ones. So kangaroos, they are giving birth to very poorly developed young ones. So very poorly developed young ones are developing, are being produced. Okay, very poorly developed young ones they are giving birth to. So these are the exceptions. So this is I have completed this full episode with the all the classes under phylum Chordata, or we can say the subphylum Vertebrata. So subphylum Vertebrata is having 6 classes. So all the 6 classes with all their characteristics, with all their examples, and with all the distinctive features I have discussed, with differences also. So I have stated some differences also, which are very important for your 9th standard exams. So please do go through this video properly. If you have not yet subscribed to the video, please do subscribe it, because the upcoming videos I'll be bringing about the bacteria and fungi, their economic importance. So that will be a very important lesson. That is, it is the upcoming video which I'll be posting after 2-3 days. So stay tuned, stay updated, and please go through any book which you are following. Go through it, go through this full classification, animal classification as well as plant classification, this unit, that is diversity of living world. I have already posted all the videos. If you are not getting them, please see the description box. I am putting the link down there in each and every video. Subscribe to my channel to get more updates on my lessons, and stay tuned, stay updated with my videos. And as per your curriculum I am teaching, so please to learn more on your topic biology, what I am teaching, please subscribe to my channel. Okay, thank you.